Hello and welcome to the second channel for Tales from the Trip. I'm your host, the Trip Keeper, and on today's video, I'm going to be taking a Myers-Briggs personality test. Another one of those videos I thought of in the shower, the video ideas. I'm just like, man, maybe I should just fucking shower every second of the day because that's where I come up with all these fucking video ideas from. But no, I was thinking about what I should do. There's a bunch of personality tests you can take, but I think I took this I don't know how many years ago, 6 years ago now, maybe five. So maybe things have changed, maybe things have not changed. I don't even remember what I was. But I definitely know I'm an introvert. That's for sure. I think a lot of people are. A lot of people probably on here are. But I I feel like since I own a cat, that just adds on to it. They're kind of introverts themselves, and people own dogs. They seem to be more extroverted because dogs are extroverted. They jump on you. They keep their tongue wide open. They want to like fucking lick you everywhere. Hey, if you're into that, that's cool. But not for me. I do like dogs though. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, we got this shit here. Hopefully, I don't have to fucking sign in or anything because I just want to get it. So, if this video's up, then everything went well. But let's get this shit started because we don't want to waste any more time. You regularly make new friends. Well, I would have to. It's definitely a disagree because I basically had the same friend group since I was young. I haven't really changed it. Sometimes I talk to people at bars and stuff, but out of just an alcoholic conversation. I don't really do that. But I consider some coworkers my friends. I don't see them as just coworkers. But I've known them for a while too. I've known them for at least 4 years. So I wouldn't say I regularly make new friends. But I'm not gonna say fully disagree. I'm gonna do that one. You spend a lot of your free time exploring various random topics that pique your interest. Definitely. I love looking and finding new things to learn about. If I find something interesting, I research it. Seeing other people cry can easily. Oh, yeah, definitely. I hate seeing people cry. You often make a backup plan for a backup plan. Well, I do make backup plans, but do I make backup plans for that backup plan? This is a tough one. I don't know. Do I? I always look to see, if there's going to be a problem to have that. And if that doesn't go right, I'll just say, sort of agree, I guess. Usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure. Everyone says that about me. They say I'm the most chillest person they know, and they don't see the worrying side that I have sometimes. But that's usually not like around people or anything. That's usually in my own head, in my thoughts before bed. But I still get to go to sleep, so I agree. At social events, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people, and mostly talk to the ones you already know. I have to agree with that. Can you imagine me going to a social event and be like, yeah, I got a YouTube channel? Next. Oh, God. 10% done? All right. I don't know how long this test is going to be, but it shouldn't be that long. I kind of want it to be, though. You prefer to completely finish one project before starting another. Um, it depends on what the project is. It's if you're working on something long and it's going to take time, then you can work on smaller projects. But for videos like the one I just uploaded today, the Airwood one, go watch that if you haven't already. It doesn't have that many views compared to the rest of my videos, but hopefully, it gained some traction later on. But I thought that was an interesting video. But something like that, a deep dive, I was planning that one out. I wrote the script like last week. I just finished it a couple days ago. But I was also uploading that Effexor one and another one I forgot. So I'd have to slightly disagree because I can work on other projects, but not. It has to be I wouldn't say I try to do that, but yeah. You are very sentimental. Um, do I hold on to a lot of shit? there's things I don't want to get rid of. But would I say I'm very sentimental? Like I can give away some stuff, but like, there's some stuff that's important to me that I don't even use, I don't care about, that I don't see on a daily basis. But I guess I'll put an agree. You like to use organizing tools like schedules and lists. Um, I mean, sometimes I make grocery lists because sometimes I forget, but no, just fully disagree. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. I don't usually doubt myself. I know what I'm capable of, but I'm not going to fully agree with that. I'll put it that one. Wait, what did I. Hold up. Oh, wait, no, I didn't mean to do that. There, that could have changed everything. That was maybe I should doubt my ability to fucking choose answers. It is gonna be. No, I'm kidding. Um, Wait, let me just make sure really quickly. Why did I fuck that up? Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. Clearly, I don't think I'm picking the right answer either one. So, yeah, um, that was something. That was something. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. I mean, who's interesting? That's the question. I don't know. This one time on DXM, I was just staring at this one fucking bartender guy. I was probably like 16 years old, and for some reason, I just couldn't stop staring. It had nothing to do with homosexuality or anything like that. I wasn't interested in that way. It's just like there was something about him that had this aura around him. I just couldn't keep my eyes off him, and I told my mom, like, that guy kind of looks pretty interesting, and she agreed with me. So he wasn't like just anything special. Just for some reason it was just weird. I don't know. But I would not go up to a person and do that. um, well, Ozzy, be careful. Sometimes when Ozzy rubs up against my computer, he'll knock his head on the X and I'll close out what I'm doing. So Ozzy, just stay put. So I disagree fully. You are not too interested in discussing various interpretation and analyses of creative works. Disagree. I love that's like I am very interested in that. Motherfucker. You are more inclined to follow your head than your heart. I do follow, like, I feel like I look way into the future, but then there's also that part of my heart that just has a little grasp on what I want to do. So I'll put slightly agree, I guess. Usually prefer just doing what you feel like at any given moment instead of planning a particular daily routine. Yeah, I wake up. I mean, work. You gotta go to work every day, but usually I figure out what I'm gonna do that day. Unless it's like a vacation or even a vacation, I plan it like a couple days before. Because if you take time, you're gonna like start questioning, do you really want to go? It's like when you make plans with somebody and you feel like going at the time, and then when the day comes, you're like, I just want to stay at home in bed with my cat. uh, you rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet. Totally disagree. I always think about how I could work better on how I introduce myself and stuff. Like I always, even if I know I didn't do anything wrong, like I still feel like I did. So definitely disagree with that. Ozzy disagrees. You enjoy participating in group activities? Nope. I'm a solo holo. What's a holo? I don't know. You like books and movies that make you come up with your own interpretation of the ending? Yeah, that I love shit that makes you think. It's love. Your happiness comes more from helping others accomplish things than your own accomplishments. I mean, I do get happy when other people, when I help other people, but working on YouTube, nobody helped me do that. All right, I did that all myself. I got my house myself. I moved out on my own. I did everything by myself. So I would say I'm definitely more happier with my own accomplishments, as you should be. I mean, you shouldn't really at the end of the day, you got to be helping yourself. You can't just be worrying about others all the time. I think I said that in the other video, unless that was something I deleted. But yeah, it's something you gotta take care of yourself, because you gotta help people. All right, you're gonna have to, but at the end of the day, you gotta find time for yourself. So I'd say this disagree or this disagree. I haven't done any neutrals yet. I'll put it this one: 30% done. You are interested in so many things that you find it difficult to what? You are interested in so many things that you find it difficult to choose what to try next. Um, I mean, I'm interested in a lot of things, but I don't know. Like, that's a tough one. I find it difficult to choose what to try next. I mean, it really just comes to me randomly, so I'm just gonna put it neutral. I really don't know. You are prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse. Totally. I always think that. I'm a Browns fan. You avoid leadership roles in group settings. Nope. I usually am a great leader when it comes to that. Even though I don't like being in groups, I can be a great leader. Like, I because I know what to do. I've seen these things happen. I know what the hell's gonna happen. So I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna put it at this one because there may be some little ones that I may not be good at leading at, but most things I am. You are definitely not an artistic type of person. Disagree. I love being artistic. Artistic. You think the world would be a better place if people relied more on rationality and less on their feelings? Well, I don't know. That's a tough one because, I mean, are they rationalizing these fucking wars that keep going on? I mean, there's not really. Is greed a feeling? Like, I don't know if that counts. I do think. I mean, these people, these billionaires, didn't make all this money from being empathetic, But I think there has to be empathy in this world. It's just maybe there shouldn't be so much to this point. But I don't know. I feel like we don't have enough in this world. But I do think making the smart decision. You can't just rely on your heart. You got to rely on your head, and yeah. So, I'm gonna agree slightly because there needs to be some sort of feelings involved. You prefer to do chores before allowing yourself to relax. When I do chores, I tend to get them out of the way. So yeah. You enjoy watching people? No. Worst fucking thing ever. I hate people yelling at each other. I hate it. You tend to avoid drawing. You tend to avoid drawing attention to yourself. I agree. I stay in the back. Fuck all of you. No, I'm just kidding. Your mood can change very quickly. It definitely can. But usually I'm at the same. I'm at the same mood, at least presenting what I present to people, at least. But hey, if something happens, it could change just like that. But I'll put slightly agree. Hey, don't do that. You're going to hit the X and you're going to exit out. Stop. You lose patience with people who are not as efficient as you. Well, I'm sure people lose patience with me when I'm not as efficient as them. So I'm definitely going to agree with that. I can't stand when people can't keep up. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. Definitely. It's either I do it first. Let me go back. I'm going to do slightly agree. I either do it really fast or wait till the end, especially with paying fucking the IRS. You have always been fascinated by the question of what, if anything, happens after death. Fascinated or terrified? I'll say agree because I am definitely fascinated by what happens. I really don't know. No one can tell you. You usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own. Disagree. You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical. No, I mean, I'm not like the biggest person. Like I used to love theories about everything, but like now like, just got to be more logical, but it's still interesting to talk about stuff. So I will be disagreeing. You find it easy to empathize with a person whose experiences are very different from yours. Um if this was me in high school, it would be way disagree, but now it's like way agree. Yeah, like yeah, meeting all these people and shit. It's easy to empathize with these fuckers because you know I haven't experienced a lot of stuff compared to other people, but like I know where they're coming from. If they say it, hey, take their word, man. Unless they're known to be liars, then don't. Never believe a word a liar says. Usually postpone finalizing decisions for as long as possible. Postpone finalizing decisions. Mm, that's a tough one because like there's sometimes I get out of the way. I just let it happen, or I just give subtle hints as to what should happen. So I'm gonna just say neutral on that one. You rarely second guess the choices that you made. Well, no, I like quadruple guess. I don't know about choices, but more so the things I've said, especially back when I was like a teenager. I wish I can go back and change the things because man, I said some bad stuff to people, and like I didn't even mean to. Um, I wish I can go back in high school, just delete that part of me and restart. But you got to make it up nowadays. It's tough living in this world when we have our brains that work this fast. But second guess the choices. Disagree. After a long and exhausting week, a lively social event is just what you need. No, that's the last thing I need. You enjoy going to art museums. I do. I like art museums. You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. Disagree. I understand them completely. You you like to have a to-do list for each day. No. Fuck to-do lists. You rarely feel insecure. Mm, it's definitely a disagree. Um, but which one? That's my problem. My confidence levels are not very high, but like, people tell me things that it should boost it, but it just doesn't for me. I don't know why. Um, so I'm just gonna say this one. You avoid making phone calls. Dude, I have to call the plumber, and I've been wanting to the past week, and I still haven't. Like, when I come home, when I've been coming home the past couple of days, I'm like, all right, tomorrow I'll call him, and then it gets to the point where I remember at work, I'm like, I gotta call the plumber. I'll be like, oh, I could put off another day, but I can't. I gotta call him, and I didn't call the IRS either, so yeah, I avoid it. You often spend a lot of time trying to understand views that are very different from your own. I don't spend a lot of time understanding it. I usually just, take it and be like, all right. So, no. In your social circle, you are often the one who contacts your friends and initiates activities. Yes. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. Usually if my plans are interrupted, we just forget about it. So, you are still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago. Agree. Definitely. You rarely contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life. No, that's like every day. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Disagree. You take great care not to make people look bad, even when it's completely their fault. Oh, God. I mean, this is kind of like a weird question to ask. Yeah, I know, Ozzy. Don't walk on the computer, please. Stay there. What? What are you doing? Do you take great care not to make people look bad even when it's their fault? Ozzy? Ozzy, please. All right. Can you hear the purring? Yeah, I don't want to, this is tough to say because I've called people on their bullshit and I've also kept my mouth shut, so it's probably neutral. Yeah. Meow. Your personal work style is closer to a spontaneous burst of energy than organized and consistent efforts. Yeah, I'm gonna have to neutral or lowest disagree. Lowest disagree, I'd say. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take them to feel disappointed. I actually don't think that. I don't know. That's the first time I actually heard of that. I never. I don't think that at all. I usually think that they're just disappointed me at first, but when they say they think highly of me, I take that, take that with me. I think about that. I don't think that they'll feel disappointed if they had the balls to say something like that. Um, you would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. I mean, the post office, you're basically alone 90% of the day. The only time you're with people is when you run into customers and in the morning at the office when you're with all the other carriers and you're casing up the mail. But I would love to be alone all the time. Like if YouTube was full time, oh my God. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time. No, you should be making your brain work. I feel like more people should be thinking about stuff like this because people have such a closed mind. You feel more drawn to places with busy, bustling. No, give me quiet. You know at first glance how someone is feeling most of the time. There's sometimes there's people who are good at hiding stuff. So you can never know for sure, but usually if a person's acting different, yeah. You often feel overwhelmed. Oh, I mean, I got to with my job in the post office. I mean, maron. You complete things methodically without skipping over any steps. I agree, I guess. You are very intrigued by things labeled as controversial. I mean, I guess you kind of have to be. They're controversial, so you got to be intrigued by that, right? You would pass along a good opportunity if you thought someone else needed it more. I don't know. So if there was one $20 bill and someone gave it to me, but I didn't need it, I'd let someone else have it, probably who needed it more. I'd say that situation. But if there's something that affects my life forever, like something that I could really use for the long term, like I don't want to give that up. Um, so I'm gonna say neutral on that. I don't know. You struggle with deadlines. I wouldn't say I struggle with it. I just do it at the end, like those other questions before, but I'll have to slightly agree with it. You feel confident that things will work out for you. Agree, I guess. I'm a male. INFPT, mediator. Mediators are poetic, kind, and altruistic people, always eager to help a good cause. You hear that, people? I'm here to help a good cause. Oh, look at that. I'm 14% extroverted. That's pretty crazy. I thought it'd be less than that. Introverted individuals tend to prefer fewer yet deep and meaningful social interactions and often feel drawn to calmer environments. You got that right. I mean, I my friend has been wanting to move in with me for a while. Like even when I was on shrooms, we had a conversation about it, and I said he could at that time, but then when I became sober, I was like, oh God. But it's nothing against anybody. Anybody who would want to live with me. It's just I don't like we could be best friends. You could be my wife. I don't know, but like I love living alone. It is like the best thing ever. I can take a shit with the door open. I can take a shower with the door open. I can walk around the house with my underwear on, I can fucking scream. And I just feel like when I'm working on YouTube, if someone was here, like I would have to focus on them more. Even though they say you don't have to, it's like, come on, you have to. 80% intuitive. Intuitive individuals are very imaginative, open-minded, and curious. They value originality and focus on hidden meanings and distant possibilities. You know, the people that talk shit in my comment sections, they're definitely the other way around. 59% feeling slash thinking. Oh, that's almost even. 60-40 basically. Feeling individuals value emotional expression and sensitivity. They place a lot of importance on empathy, social harmony, and cooperation. Yeah, it's roughly about 50-50. I wouldn't say it's 60-40. It's 50-50 for me. 60-40 prospecting. Prospecting individuals are very good at improvising and adapting to opportunities. They tend to be flexible, nonconformist, who value novelty above stability. 57% turbulent. Turbulent individuals are self-conscious and sensitive to stress. They feel a sense of urgency in their emotions and tend to be success-driven, perfectionistic, and eager to improve. Perfectionistic. You know, I usually try to get things perfect, you know, not like, you know, perfect, but like perfect in my eyes. No. Let's see here. The gift of empathy. I have the gift of empathy. See, this is what that's what people are missing in my comment sections, man. They talk about my fucking cousin, you know, just saying whatever the fuck they want about her after she fucking overdosed. It's like, can you like have some sort of compassion in your heart to realize that's like not the right thing to say? Like, why would you say something like that? It pisses me off, but anyways, that was my personality test. I'll leave this fucking shit in the description box so you guys can do this yourself. So yeah, this has been my fucking, what is this called? Myers-Briggs. Is this the Myers-Briggs? I think it is. But yeah, that's what I am. Now you guys know a lot about me. So yeah, have a wonderful day.